I'm trying to make my own Sonic fan game and the progress has been amazing. 2 weeks ago, I uploaded a devlog about Sonic Aether's development, and you guys gave me a lot of positive feedback. Well, I mean, most of you guys did. And so, over these past 2 weeks, I've implemented your ideas for Sonic Aether to make the game so much better. So first, I added a better skybox. Previously, my background was just a sky PNG from Sonic Lost World, and a lot of people weren't a fan of it. And so, using an AI tool called Blockade Labs, I added a skybox that looks amazing. Animations. If you looked at the last video, you would notice how the enemies had no animations, and so my previous attempt to make them more lively was to make them rotate towards the player. But unfortunately, that wasn't enough. And so through talking to another game dev named Josh, he was able to send me animations for my enemies, and honestly speaking, these animations make the game more appealing. Speaking of animations, when viewers saw the character animations, they suggested ways I can enhance it, and so I used an animation technique called squash and stretch, in which when the player jumps, the character is stretched out, and when the player lands, the character is squashed to add more expression to the animations. Rail switching. Rail switching was a mechanic I added in my last video, but the problem with the mechanic was that the rail switching was instantaneous and it didn't look like the player was maintaining their momentum. Yeah, I seriously don't know why I thought that was good. Anyways, getting back to topic, I coded a rail switching function to make the rail switching more smooth, and I used the spin animation whenever the player switches rails, which makes this mechanic feel so much more useful. From the feedback I had received, fans wanted more momentum-based moves, and seeing that Sonic had one less ability than the other characters, I added the drop dash to Sonic Aether, which is basically a move in which Sonic drops down to a platform below and performs a spin dash afterwards. This drop dash mechanic creates a nice skill gap in the game for speedrunners to reduce their time for completing levels. This is definitely my favorite move in the game. Speed. When it comes to speed in the game, I wanted to make the player going at high speeds more noticeable, and so I made the camera dynamic so that the camera zooms out as the player is running faster. I also added camera speed lines so that they appear if the player is running at 75% of their top speed, and dust particle effects to appear if the player is running at 100% of their top speed. I hope these changes help players feel like they're running faster in-game. For this update, I did add several other feedback from viewers in Sonic Aether, and you can see these changes on my Twitter, which I will link in the description. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the design of Sonic Aether. You will notice that compared to traditional Sonic games, this game has a lot more platforming. That's because it has to do with the name Sonic Aether. Aether is a Greek mythology word meaning clear sky, and it was through this idea I wanted to make my own game where Sonic is in the Sky Islands. Even though this game is inspired by mainline Sonic games, I still want to make this game unique at the end of the day. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to see more content like this, and share the video with your friends. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about these changes. Sonic Aether will be released for the Sonic Ameatur Games Expo on September 1st. I can't wait for you to play the game. Stay tuned for the next devlog.